Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Well, today we have a bit of a treat for you. We have the Fender Mustang LT25 guitar amp. Now this is basically for beginners, practice amp, you know, get you going type of thing. I've had Mustangs in the past, of course, and you know, Fender's done some pretty high-powered Mustangs as well. And they're programmable, as is this one apparently, also programmable. So you can change the presets, you can make up your own, that sort of thing. So it is software controlled in that area. Anyways, so I've been kind of eyeballing this thing kind of off and on, more off than on though, because it's kind of like, well, I've had Mustangs before, and you know, I'll be quite honest with you, the best use I found for the two Mustangs that I had, and they are on my channel, was using them as PA amps until I could afford some actual studio gear properly. I really am not a huge fan of their effects, especially their pedals and how they do their presets even. Really wasn't my favorite bag. However, these things are out. They're supposedly better, and you know how that kind of works, right? So anyways, I'm trying to be as neat as possible with this thing. I did rent it at Long McQuaid for the weekend only. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to do a full blast kind of demo on this or not. Certainly not today, because people upstairs are home and, you know, I can only crank things so loud. But I thought we would do an unboxing together, so it makes the video a little bit longer, so you see exactly what you're going to get. So the manager, at least one of them anyways, at Long McQuaid, has been kind of on me a little bit. You know, Kev, you know, you should review this thing. And I'm kind of like, no, it's not my bag, you know. Anyways, so we do get, of course, our little booklets as usual. The read me first important info and all that kind of jazz. So that's there. We've got our little tags. So for now, we're just going to take those off. And of course we do get an amplifier cord as well. And you know what? I'm going to leave theirs sealed, and I'm going to go grab one of my own. So, but you do get one with it. Instant change for you. And we're back. So, on the back of the amp, you got nothing. Just the power connector. That's it. So, I suspect we got to go Bluetooth with an app with this thing in order to get into the programming, because, oh, no, there is a USB port. It's actually right up top. So, looks like we do get to go USB into the computer after all, not Bluetooth. Alright. So, we'll turn her on. And we want our gain at about half. We have main volume, we'll put that half. Treble, bass, no mid control. Interesting. But we do have foot switch, which you can get. It's just an on and off foot switch. Apparently a single button. Our input jack, headphone jack, auxiliary input, so you can jam along with your favorite tunes, of course. You do have your digital display here. And they do give you, I believe it's about 30. Yep, 30 different presets. The final one is actually an acoustic simulator. We are going to go through all 30, hence a lengthy video. And then after that, you got 31, 32, right up to $60. So from there to 60, they're empty slots. You can program those any way you want. I did watch a video quickly, and apparently you can manipulate their own presets and alter them. If you wanted to restore the amp, you just do like a factory reset thing, I guess, and away you go. So, I don't know a ton about these amps, guys, but what I do know is that I spent about a good 20 minutes at least today at Long McQuaid jamming around with this thing, one that was on the shelf. Obviously this is brand new in the box. And I was playing on a 60s Les Paul, and I thought, well, you know, doesn't seem too bad, you know, like maybe it does have some usability, you know. But I got to thinking, you know, I need something to do. Not like I don't have enough already, but I wanted to try out another toy. Now, I can tell you right now, I do like the amp. It does have some really good effects in it. I personally am not going to be buying this. I already have 6 other amps, not including the Boss Katana 50 watt, which I am thinking about actually getting. Thinking, not definite, but thinking. It's not like I need it, but it does have some unique sound to it that the others don't have, and it has stuff that's, of course, all the Boss pedals built in, and it's not a modeling amp, you know. But either way, I do like the Katana, and I have been considering it. Okay, so first things first, let's make sure our guitar is tuned up. I have the tuner built into my pedal here. Oh, not bad. It's still in tune. Nice. Okay, so number 1 is called Fender Clean. That's the bridge. So we're just going to go between the bridge and the neck. That's the neck. Next is called Silky Solo. Not too shabby. I am using my Gibson Les Paul, which is a 28 Les Paul Studio with 57 Classic and Classic Plus pickups. Alright, Chicago Blues. Classic rock. Interesting. This is called Dreamy. Country Pickin'. I'm not a country player, but... And we have Skate Punk. That's the neck. Bridge. Not what I expected. Solo mid boost. Definitely interesting. All right, jazz amp. Not bad. Okay, this is called British 64 Rhythm. Interesting. Kind of a little muddy. Metal lead. We have vintage tremolo. Oh, that sounds like something out of a Western movie. Wow. Okay, super dry clean. Had more hope on the bridge. Okay, we've got something. Oh, trash overkill? Okay. Interesting. Clean delay. Not bad. Octobot one note. Interesting. This one is called Little Champ. Okay, phaser swirl. Kind of cool. 60s spice. Not bad. You can keep the volume under control and not tick anybody off, which is nice. This is called Mystic Crunch. Touch wah. Okay, Super Rock. What is this? Yeah, Super Rock. Nice flanger. Vibradoon. Sure. Oh, surf music. Not really a surf music player. Blues lead. Rockabilly. Not my bag either, but... Interesting. This is called Garage Fuzz. Let's have the neck first. Space travel. Acoustic Simulator. This is the final preset. I must say, I never said this, but I must say, the Acoustic Sim on this beats out the Boss one. Neck. then if we go to the next one, which would be 31, it says empty. That's where we get into being able to program stuff right away with our own stuff, right? And not mess with the built-in presets. So we hit the menu button, it takes us over to tuner. There's a built-in tuner on this. Foot switch control, levels, restore mode. There is some firmware updates, by the way, for this, so if you do buy this one, you will have to do some updates already. But if we just select the tuner and we press on it, we have the tuner and it actually shuts off our sound. Looks like the tuner is actually pretty responsive on this thing. I actually counted on that being garbage. Most of them are, just saying. Doesn't matter what amp, if it's got a built-in tuner, it's usually garbage. It'll actually tell you that you're like B flat if you go to B flat. That's kind of cool. Now we should be able to just hit menu, menu again. And we also can go from there, hit the button by itself, and this is where we can get into programming stuff manually. Okay, there is a manual way to do this. You don't need a computer. It's just going to be a little harder without the computer. The computer software makes it so much faster and easier to manipulate settings, and you get a better visual, and you get more tweaking capabilities as a more visual, because you actually get to look at an amplifier on the screen, go, oh, I want this much gain, I want this much bass mid treble, I want this much reverb here, blah 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 blah, and you have different amp models as well on top of that. That makes it a lot easier to program than doing this through the screen here, okay? But, you know, there are people that, honestly, they really can't comprehend computers. Not that that's a bad thing, but they want these kind of amps, but they don't want to dive into the computer aspect of it because they're kind of afraid of it. They're a little on the analog side. I have a friend that's actually like that. He's completely analog, and to get him into programming these amps, you know, it's like, forget it. And, you know, he's got one of these Marshall amps that's really cool. It's a 100 watt, I can't remember the model, but it's, anyways, it doesn't matter. It's, I can't remember the name, but either way, he doesn't want to program it. So he works with the built-in presets, and of course, at least he knows how to bypass the presets and get to a straight amplifier sound. And that's fine, and that's all a lot of people do. There's a lot of guys that have katanas that, you know what, they got computers, they know how to use computers, they just don't want to dive into the software because it scares them. There's nothing to be afraid of, regardless of your age. So if you're buying this as your first beginner practice amp, I think it's a really good choice. And I mean, the price is pretty good too. You know, we're looking only in Canada, we're talking $229.99 Canadian at Long & McQuaid. And when you do buy from Long & McQuaid, I got to give them a plug, okay? I mean, seriously, I shop there for 99.9% of all my musical gear, and I love the place. I love dealing with them. I also love their warranties, because they also, on the majority of products, have a renewable warranty that can be renewed every single year for 99 years, okay? And it's like, I've got a Line 6 amp I just bought from them. I mean, it's an older amp, right? You guys have probably seen it on the channel. It's the Spider 4. It came in as a used amp. I bought it as a used amp, and within, I think it's about 30 or 90 days, one of the two, the regular warranty that comes with it will run out, and they'll send me an email saying, hey, would you like to renew the warranty for a full year? And it's only going to cost you this much. So I paid $100 for the amp. It's probably only going to cost me $5 or $10 to renew the warranty for another year. Anything happens to that amp, it is completely covered, you know, and that is fantastic. So even on used gear, especially if it's a line they carry, they will actually, in the majority of cases, have that extended performance warranty for you. And I know with a lot of my gear, I buy into those performance warranties, and trust me, it came in handy, especially for my Gibson Les Paul, my controller board for my volumes and tones, and, you know, little switches for coil splitting. That part broke down, and that's not a cheap fix, right? And so I've paid the warranty on that thing, and yep, totally free. I was without my guitar for 2 months, mind you, waiting for parts to come in, but I did get also a free loaner, so they kept me running. So another bonus with this, you'll be able to renew the warranty on this too, and if anything happens to this while it's out, they do have the capability to loan you an amplifier to keep you going. So that's also another great thing about dealing with them. But as per the amp though, I think it's a really decent starter amp. It's got some decent sounds to it. It has some that I personally dislike. Some of you may like those sounds. The fact that you can program it to do other things that you want to do, also a really good thing. And it sounds good. It's only an 8-inch speaker in here. You know, so, but it packs a really nice tone, and for a closed back at that, you know, it does pack a really nice tone to it. So I can really appreciate that. They keep it simple for you to use. It's just like, it's way too simple. And you've got the USB connection here to go to your computer. Now it is a micro USB to whatever your port is on the other end, your Type A, right? And voila, away you go. Download the software you need for the amp, and Jake's your uncle. And you can start programming this thing and really make this thing into a squealing, rocking monster. I mean, 25 watts of power, man. That's a lot of wattage in a small package. My Line 6 is a 30 watt, and I gotta tell you, it doesn't sound as obnoxious on the camera when I did that full blast video day as it does in this room. It is really flippin' loud, right? Mind you, bigger speaker too really does help, bigger cabinet. But even for this, for an 8-inch, we only have the dial at more or less 9 o'clock. I turned it up a little bit about to here one. Sorry guys, camera interruption. Anyways, we were at the end of our 29 minutes on the DSLR. So anyways, as I was saying, we only had the level up here once, you know, a little bit higher, then backed it back down. Either way, I think it's a nice sounding amp. I'll be honest, because I've had Fender Mustangs before, right? But the older series, the first ones that came out, I like this one better. I like the layout of the display, I like the knobs control. The programming right on screen is pretty easy to get to if you want to do it that way, or you can use the software, one or the other. The other one, you were forced into the software, not an option. If you wanted to change anything on those presets, you had to go to the software. This gives you the option. You either learn it or you don't. It's up to you, but you have an alternate way to change settings and program stuff. So that's also really good. Foot switch capability. Now, it's apparently a single button foot switch, so I'm not exactly sure what it does other than it might bounce you between an effect and going to clean. I don't have a foot switch here for that, so we cannot test that feature out. There may be, of course, YouTube videos where you can see that. And you also have, you know, your save area, so when you manipulate something, just press save, and you save it. Boom. Too easy, right? And if you don't want to, it says unsaved, hit the back button. When in doubt, you can also just power off and power back on. It says Fender when it boots up, and blue screen now. So anyway, overall though, this is a beginner amp, okay? But it has a very good quality sound. It does have some very usable presets, which are really good. That acoustic simulator, I was not kidding you, it is way better than the Boss acoustic simulator, whether it's the separate pedal or the one that's built into my ME80, which is exactly the same, or the one built into the Boss Katana for the acoustic sim. This one was dialed in absolutely perfect the way I would want it. So, good on Fender. Congratulations, Fender. You definitely got that one pitched good. Alright? As far as the other effects go, some of them I can go for, others, no way, not a chance, right? But it's all a preference, guys. We all have our things. So I'm not letting that influence anything here, but I will say I would definitely put this thing at a grand, you know, really nice, I would say 4 out of 5 for sure. You know, nothing is perfect. It is priced well, okay, but you know, they do not give you a USB cable. At least I don't think there was one in with the power cable. No, actually there was not. So you are not getting a USB cable with this. Now, being that it's micro USB from the looks of things, yes, that is actually micro USB. You will need to get a micro USB cable that can handle data line, and then you can transfer your data kind of thing, program it, right? And you'll have to go to Fender's website and download the software, or just do a Google search for, Fender LT25 watt software. And like I said, there's also going to be firmware updates that you're going to need to do. I did see that on YouTube. So you're going to want to do those, because it may enhance some features, straighten out some bugs, obviously. If there's firmware updates, there's usually bugs and enhancements and new features that they add into amps. Boss is the same way. They give us more pedals, or they give us more pedal orders, or they give us, fixes for something that went snaky that may crop up. Now there's a fix, kind of thing, right? So they keep us up, which is nice. But either way, I think I'm somewhat impressed with this for a Mustang series, and being the newer series, it's definitely more impressive to me than the original series by far. There's a lot more in this for the money. And I think this is actually priced around the same amount of money as the ones I had, if I remember correctly. I'd have to go back to my YouTube videos when I actually first brought home my first brand new Mustang, because I've had about at least 3 of them for sure. Anyways, that's what I got for you. That's where I'm rated with it. Go to your local Long McQuade, try one out. They should have one on display, and that you can plug into and crank the snot out of while you're at it. Why not? Just jack her up, And adding more gain does alter the tones of your effects, even the presets. I usually keep the gain around half. It's pretty much about where I like it, but we could have made some stuff a lot more raunchier by just going full out gain or more gain, or reducing the gain. We can do a lot with that. And then you got your master volume, and the master volume, you can crank that right to the hilt and then just use your master, and it becomes very sensitive and very loud very quickly that way too. Or back off your volume, of course, to about the halfway point, which is where we had it, and we basically get about half of the amplifier, in that sense. But anyhow, that's it. That's all. Thanks so much for watching. Sorry it was so long, but hey, full demo, full out review on this thing. Except, of course, for the software stuff, we didn't go through. I don't know if I'll get time this weekend before Monday, because it has to be back by Monday. That was my rental time on it. But either way, there are videos on YouTube that you can definitely check out for that stuff, where guys have done dedicated videos to this amp for the programming. So that is something you can also check out as well. But not bad. All right, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.